Hurricane Lee is forecast to become an extremely dangerous major hurricane by the end of the week. I'm meteorologist Hannah Gard with Fox 8 New Orleans. It's Wednesday, September 6th, and in the 4 p.m. advisory from the National Hurricane Center, they upgraded Tropical Storm Lee to a hurricane. Lee is currently located in the central Atlantic, and it is expected to rapidly intensify into a major hurricane by the end of the week. It could make a very near pass to parts of the Caribbean, the Leeward Islands, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic. In the latest National Hurricane Center advisory, they have 130 knot winds. That's the max wind speed so far. That's a Category 4 hurricane. 130 knots is equivalent to 149 miles per hour, which is just shy of a Category 5 hurricane. We use the Saffir-Simpson wind scale to determine the category of a hurricane. You can see a Category 4 is 131 to 155 miles per hour. Lee is in a very conducive environment to rapidly intensify, so it could easily become a Category 5 hurricane. This incredibly strong storm is going to be churning just to the north of the Leeward Islands, Puerto Rico, and very near the Dominican Republic. Remember, the cone is just the potential track of the center of the storm, so we'll likely see rip currents and high wave heights in all of these areas in the northern Caribbean. Once we get to the start of next week, the system is still expected to be a major hurricane, and there's still some uncertainty to where it will go. The reason for that track uncertainty is because it's still 7 days out from reaching the U.S., so that means there's a lot of uncertainty with the upper air pattern on exactly where these features will be. This is the upper level air pattern today. You can see Lee is this little area of blue, and we have a large area of low pressure just to the east of the U.S. This is a couple days out. We start to see this low pressure form over the southeastern U.S. Lee is over here, still pushed down to the south by this area of high pressure. This is where things get tricky. Once Lee approaches the U.S., it's still making that westward, northwestward track, so we need to see when it will start to make its way to the northeast. And that depends on this area of low pressure located over the Great Lakes. This trough is going to direct that up to the northeast, but it depends on how slow or fast it is. Most of the models are indicating that we'll see that northeastward turn before it can have any direct impacts on the east coast of the U.S. But now some of the Euro Ensemble members are starting to note that it might take that westward track for longer. That means if you live on the east coast of the U.S., it's not certain that this is going to turn away from you. The areas in the northeastern U.S. and Canada especially need to continue to monitor the system. GFS ensemble models also mainly have the system taking that northeast turn, but notice places in the northeastern U.S. and Canada will have to closely monitor this system, and some of these are even pushing a little bit farther to the west. So until we get to the weekend, we won't have a clear idea of exactly where the system is going to go.